Most guys train for years and still look average. Not weak, not out of shape, just forgettable. And that's the frustrating part. Because they are working hard. They show up. They lift heavy. They stay consistent. So why does nothing change? Here's the truth no one tells you. It's not about how hard you train. It's about what you prioritize. There are 3 muscles, just 3, that can completely transform how your body looks. Ignore them, and you'll stay stuck looking the same. Build them right, and suddenly, everything changes. And once you understand this, you'll start seeing it everywhere. That guy who doesn't look massive, but still looks better than everyone else? There's a reason. That clean, sharp, superhero physique. Wide at the top, narrow at the waist, perfect proportions. It almost looks unreal, like it was designed. And in a way, it is. Because across different countries, different generations, different body types, the physiques people admire all follow one simple rule. Wide shoulders. Narrow waist. That's the V-taper. And it's not built randomly. It's built intentionally. But here's where most people mess up. They go into the gym and train everything equally. Chest, arms, legs, shoulders, trying to grow everything at once. But aesthetics doesn't reward balance. It rewards contrast. You don't need everything to be big. You need certain things to stand out. And the first muscle that creates that illusion is the side delts. This is where your transformation begins. And most people don't even realize it. Because if your side delts are small, your entire body looks narrow, flat, compressed. You could have big arms, a decent chest, even low body fat, and still look like something is missing. That missing piece is width. Your shoulders have 3 parts: front, rear, side. But visually, the side delts do most of the work. They're the ones that push your frame outward. They create that broad, powerful silhouette. And here's the illusion. The wider your shoulders look, the smaller your waist appears. Even if nothing actually changed. Same body, different perception. That's why side delts are so important. But here's the catch. Most people train them completely wrong. They grab heavy weights, start swinging, using momentum, turning a simple movement into chaos. It looks intense, it feels powerful, but it builds almost nothing. If you want real results, you need control. Drop the weight. Yes, seriously. Go lighter than your ego wants. Slow the movement down. Lift with intention. And most importantly, lead with your elbows. Not your hands, not your traps, your elbows. Think about pushing your elbows out to the sides, like you're trying to stretch your frame wider. Do it right, and something strange happens. Even light weights start to feel heavy, painfully heavy. That deep burn, that's your side delts finally doing their job. Stay consistent, and over time, your shoulders don't just grow, they expand, and that's when people start noticing. Not because you got bigger, but because you look wider, sharper, more aesthetic. But shoulders alone aren't enough. Because there's another mistake almost everyone makes: the upper chest. This is where most physiques fall apart. And it's subtle. So subtle, most people never notice it. They train chest for years, bench press, push-ups, machines, more weight, more reps. But when you look at their physique, something feels off. Their chest looks flat. Or worse, it looks like it's sinking downward. That's because they're missing one critical area: the upper chest. The upper chest is what gives your torso that lifted, structured look, that armor plate effect. Without it, your physique loses shape. It looks soft, undefined, incomplete. And here's the crazy part. You can have a big chest and still look like you don't. Because without upper chest development, there's no structure. The fix? Incline pressing. But not just randomly throwing the bench up. Angle matters a lot. Too steep and it becomes shoulders. Too flat and it's just regular chest again. The sweet spot? 30 to 45 degrees. That's where the magic happens. But here's where most people still get it wrong. They rush the movement. They chase weight. They ignore the feeling. Instead, slow down. At the bottom, let the chest stretch fully. Feel it open. At the top, squeeze hard like you're trying to compress your chest together. That mind-muscle connection, that's everything. Within a few sets, you'll feel a deep activation right under your collarbone. That's your upper chest waking up. And once it starts growing, everything changes. Your chest looks higher. Your shoulders look broader. Your entire torso looks more powerful. It adds structure, presence, confidence. But there's one final piece, and this one creates the biggest visual impact of all. The lats. This is where the V-taper truly comes to life. Because side delts create width, upper chest creates structure. But lats, they create the illusion. Your lats are what pull everything together. They create that dramatic taper from wide shoulders down to a narrow waist, that sharp athletic silhouette. And here's the best part. Even if your waist doesn't shrink, your lats can make it look smaller. That's the power of proportion. The best exercises? Pull-ups, lat pull-downs, simple, but only if done right. Most people rush them, swing their body, use momentum, and completely miss the point. So here's the key. Stop pulling with your hands. Start pulling with your elbows. Think about driving your elbows down towards your hips. That single adjustment changes everything. Suddenly, you feel your lats stretch at the top and contract hard at the bottom. It feels like your back is expanding, growing wider with every rep. And over time, that's exactly what happens. Your upper body becomes broader. Your waist looks tighter. Your entire physique transforms. But there's one final truth. Most people don't want to hear. The reality check. You can build all of this. Wide shoulders, full upper chest, massive lats. But if your body fat is too high, none of it will show. Because definition doesn't come from lifting. It comes from being lean enough for your structure to be visible. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need to starve. Just move more. Eat enough protein. Control your calories. Stay consistent. That's it if you've been training for years and still look average. This is probably why. Not because you're not working hard, but because you're not focusing on what matters. Fix these 3 muscles, and everything changes. Your physique won't just look bigger, it will look better, sharper, more aesthetic. And people will notice, even if they don't know why. Because now, you're not just training hard, you're training with purpose. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of people. So do one thing right now, hit that like button and subscribe. Because I break down fitness in a way that actually gets results, not just views. And trust me, the next video might be exactly what your physique is missing.